bit so you can get a much of a deeper extension, then pulling up to the back. Alright, so just like that, nice and easy, so we can do a couple a couple reps on either side of the body. Once again, this is a really good thickness movement for the back. It will hit the middle of the back. A lot of the lower trapezius, some of the rhomboids, a teeny bit of the rear delts, but not so much, and it's quite a good strengthening exercise for the lower back as well. Takes a lot of the movement out of it, so you're not going to hurt yourself if you do have a lower back problem. Now for the other side, pretty much the same repetitive motion. Alright, straight back, hand on the bench there, pulling nice and easy. See that, Dane? Yep, cool. So we can do a couple of sets of those, mate, or a couple of reps on either side, maybe 3 on either side. So as you can see, Dane's got a straight back, so you can pop your blow back down, stabilising his body with his left hand, pulling up. There we go, perfect. So there's no weight on the lower back, it's not painful on the lower back, as you can see. Now another variation, if you do have quite, we can change the other hand now, Dane, other leg down. Another variation of this, if you do have quite a big gym facility, you know, a lot of the major franchises have a machine called a high lateral row, which is where your chest is up against a cushion, for example, and you're pulling with both of your arms. How does that feel, Dane? Feels good. We can stop there, mate. Perfect. Where you're pulling with your chest on maybe a brace or a cushion, you're pulling down, which means you're not pulling so much with the lower back. It's more the back and the biceps, the upper back and the biceps. So that's another good exercise if you do have a lower back. So that's quite good for you. That's, you know, once again a really good rehabilitation movement. Third exercise, Dane, I can show you. Now we can do two types of movements with this lunge. All right. Usually, to be honest, I wouldn't recommend my clients do this because sometimes there's a lot of injuries that are caused during lunges because it's the knee over foot movement. But for obviously assessing standards, I'll show you anyway. All good. Now, what we'll be doing with this one, Dane. Alright, so we've got our bench that is going to move up there. There we go. And we can leave it there, or actually we might make it a bit lower. So as you can see, alright, so a normal lunge, Dane, keeping the upper body straight. This is quite a good exercise for athletes. Brings a lot of activation for a lot of muscles of the legs, slightly hits the glutes and the quads, a bit of the hamstrings as well. Now, important to always keep the upper body straight, Dane. Alright, and we'll start with the left foot forward. Alright, so just like that, okay? Obviously not bringing the knee too far over the foot. You don't want to hyperextend, but you do want to lock out at probably 90–95% of your full range of motion. Alright, you don't want to go the full way. Now, so as I said, you can either have the hands on the head or the hands on the hips. Other side, other side. So you really want to generate a lot of power from your pushing movement, okay? So as you can see, I'm pushing back with my left foot, pushing back with my right foot. Perfect. So you want to try a couple of those, Dane. We can face that way. There we go, Dane. You feel that in your legs, yeah? Feel that in the quad, and the hamstrings as well. There we go, Dane. Now, what I can show you now is quite a good progression in this movement for someone that has knee problems. So there's a lot of exercises for the legs that do support the knees, such as, you know, a squatting machine, not so much a leg extension. Depends on the severity of the damage. But a good exercise for the lunge, a good regression for the lunge is having a lunge with either a supporting stick, which I've just used a simple lat pull down bar, or a bench by the side, or even a rope or a resistance band tied around the client's abdomen and pulling them back when they go that slight bit further, then they can control back. So, you know, it gives a lot of stability for both the trainer and the client. Alright, so what we can do here, Dane, starting with the left foot, alright, we'll do 5 on each foot. So as you can see, I had my hand ready to be supported on the, what's this called, on the bench. And then we're just here, obviously as you can see, pulling down, pressing back up with our hands, okay? So we're not using so much of that explosive movement that we're using with just with our legs and our hands on our hips. So we're using the explosive movement on our arms. As you can see, I'm pushing through with my tricep and my arm. As you can see, a bit of activation with the triceps as well. And then once you do those, we can move around the other side. And what it'll look like from this angle is just like this. Obviously you can't see that, but I'll change the bench around. There we go, mate, so we can hop there. There you go, pushing back. 2, see that takes a lot of this explosive power out of it, Dan. You can feel that, can't you? Yep. Last one. Hold it there, Dan. We can move it around to the other side. I'll show you now.